think we need to talk.
When we touch, shit goes boom. Let's test our limits.
Hey everyone, Greg here. That's Cloak and Dagger, as many of you already know. Before the show drops on Freeform, we thought this would be the perfect opportunity to refresh your memory of the duo's comic book origins. But first, make sure to hit that subscribe button where we got you covered for comic deep dives, TV breakdowns, and movie reviews. Created by Bill Mantlo and Ed Hannigan, the characters first appeared in a 1982 issue of The Spectacular Spider-Man. They would have a successful 4-issue limited series run that was followed by an ongoing bi-monthly comic book in 1985. Over the decades, the characters have appeared in a variety of titles, including Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Runaways. Cloak and Dagger are a pair of teenage runaways from opposite sides of the tracks that get mixed up in drugs with a superhero twist added in. Let's start with Tyrone, or Ty, Johnson, aka Cloak. In the comics, he grew up in the slums of South Boston. He had a stuttering affliction as a teen, and this became more than just an embarrassment when he couldn't speak up to save his best friend's life from a police officer's bullet. Filled with grief and guilt, Ty would run away from home. He would find himself at a bus station in Manhattan, hungry and ready to turn to stealing to survive. Instead, he found Tandy Bowen, another runaway, and ironically, he would save her from being robbed that fateful day. Tandy Bowen, aka Dagger, had a wealthy upbringing in Shaker Heights, Ohio. She was the daughter of a multi-millionaire and his supermodel wife. Her dad abandoned the family while Tandy was very young, and her mother was too busy with her career to pay much attention to her. This would lead to Tandy boarding a bus to New York with dreams of making it big in the city. Instead, a thief would try to steal her purse, only to have Ty recover it for her. Afterwards, she brought him to dinner, and the pair quickly became friends. They would soon meet a chemist named Simon Marshall, who was luring homeless people to his lab with promises of food and shelter. Instead, he used them as test subjects for his new drug, which had killed everyone injected with it. They managed to survive and somehow became empowered. The duo would use their newfound powers to wage war against dangerous drugs and drug-related crimes.
This is what happens to your brain after snorting heroin. Any questions?
Cloak disorients people using his control of the dark dimension, and Dagger finishes the job with her, yes, you guessed it, daggers of light.
Oh! Hey, yeah.
Cloak's powers come from his ability to tap into Dark Force energy. Dark Force energy is cold, draining, and prolonged exposure can cause insanity, turn one evil, and even kill. Cloak can create localized fields of impenetrable darkness, become intangible by changing the solid state of his body into a gas state, or by only partially moving into the Dark Force dimension. And he can pull people into the Dark Force dimension by opening a portal within his cloak. Finally, he can teleport himself and others by opening a portal into and then out of the Dark Force dimension. He even managed to temporarily trap Thanos in his cloak. It didn't go too well. As for Tandy, she has the ability to create light daggers by will. They can drain living beings of vitality or life force when struck. Her light daggers also have the power to cure people of drug addictions. After Dagger's powers manifested, a pale circular outline appeared around her right eye. This circle often glows when she uses her powers. Dagger's powers consist of agility, danger sense, energy manipulation, and living light generation, which means she can generate a form of living light which is actually life force. A fun fact about the pair, Cloak feels a constant hunger which must be fed by light energy. Dagger is one of the only possible sources of this energy, and she often feeds him with her light bolts. On that note, if Dagger goes more than a week or so without using her powers, she will become sick and eventually discharge her energy involuntarily. You may feel a bit overwhelmed by the amount of televised Marvel products out there at the moment, but we assure you that Cloak and Dagger is a smooth ride. Although the show is technically part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe like Runaways, it is not expected to have much crossover with the studio's movies or other series. The show will feature Aubrey Joseph as Ty and Olivia Holt as Tandy. The first season will feature 10 episodes and premieres on Freeform June 7th. It promises to have more of a mystical flavor than the source material, with references to a divine pairing and ominous predictions of death.
It's the same as it was for all the others. One will live, and one will die.
The universe keeps pushing us together.
The universe keeps pulling us apart.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know if you're excited about Cloak and Dagger in the comment section down below. And for more movies, television, and comics, keep it tuned to GameSpot Universe.